Hey there, our lease is up for renewal and with a new price tag, so I'm going to reassess our living situation and see if there's anything else we could get out there. Just like 2 years ago, I'm going to visit a bunch of different apartments to see what's out there, so I figured I may as well bring you along. So before getting into this, I do need to preface that for the current flat we call home, we do have an option to renew the lease. We're not getting kicked out. There is a slight increase in price, but that's still within our budget. We have no major issues and no major concerns with the space. But of course, when it comes to a lease renewal, I think it's worth checking out what else is out there, reassessing our current living situation, seeing if it still serves us, as well as if there are different things we might want or need in a home before kind of like committing to another year or two in this space. So our non-negotiables were pretty much the same as last time. We love having a bathtub, we love having a dishwasher, we love natural light, we obviously need either a 1-bedroom that's quite spacious and has a working from home setup, or potentially a 2-bedroom. A lot of that stayed the same. Our flat comes in at just under £2,000 per calendar month. So we're looking to spend around £2,000, £2,100 per month. For that price, I would expect a pretty similar situation, like a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom, or I would maybe pay a little bit more for a dining table area. That's something I really want that we don't have. But we're also open and interested in looking at 2-bedders. And therefore our price for a 2-bedder might go up to like $2,500 or something like that. Oh, and location wise, we wanted to stay in our neighborhood. So we're in Hackney, and most of the places we looked at were around the E8, E9 area. So with all that in mind, we went and saw a bunch of 1-bedders, 2-bedders, places with courtyards, places with balconies. We went to a few new neighborhoods as well as stayed really close to where we currently are. So let's jump into them and have a look. So this first flat we saw was in a great location. It was just off Victoria Park, which we absolutely love. It's a huge green space and we spend a lot of time there anyway. When we went in, it was pretty good for 2 bedrooms, £2,200. I was pretty impressed by that price, especially with its location. It was a bit like dated. It definitely also smelt a bit dated as well. The bathroom had a bathtub, which is obviously a plus. And then in the kitchen here, it had all the modern appliances that we needed and wanted. But then funnily enough, it had this mad view to a graveyard, which I'm not sure, I was kind of digging it at the time, but who knows what that's like at night time. Very good for Halloween themed parties though. And then there was this massive space here for like the living dining, where obviously I could set up a dining table and have my crafts and friends over. And of course they had these big beautiful windows which were really nice. So I was really impressed by the price, $2,200 for a 2-bed, especially with this tiny Juliet balcony as well. But knowing where we work, I don't think it was worth like the extra commute time we were going to have, despite how often we spend time at Victoria Park on the weekends. So ultimately decided not to put an offer in for this one. The next apartment was on King Edward's Road, which is a really popular road. It was in this massive building where I'm seeing flats go up for quite often. It was a loft apartment, so there was 1 bed, 1 bath, 1 study. £2,400, I definitely thought that was on the more pricey side, but I thought because it had a loft, it had character, and that might be worth the additional price. There was definitely space for living and dining table. The kitchen was really modern, very all like black sleek appliances, induction cooktop, etc. So all very nice, as well as the bathroom was super modern too, with a big bathtub and everything. And then from there you headed up the stairs to the little loft, which was certainly cute, and I could imagine having a study up there or a creative space, but it doesn't really help in terms of noise. All of that noise would be traveling around, which I don't think is worth that £2,400 price tag. And then in the bedroom here you can see really nice, really neat, but yeah, just noise would be traveling everywhere at all times. This was not worth applying for in my opinion, especially for the price, despite how beautiful those massive windows are and how much character the flat had. The next flat was in an area that was a little bit further away than where we currently live, but for £2,000 it had 1 bed, 1 bath and like an unofficial courtyard. Going inside there was plenty of room for couch, dining table, modern kitchen with dishwasher, etc. It had everything we were looking for. Bathroom was a really decent size, had this little laundry area on the inside where you could kind of organize your laundry, which is cute. And then in the bedroom, this was a super spacious bedroom. So you obviously had like the bedroom area over there in front of the window, but then where the keyboard is, there was like plenty of room to put a desk and have like a proper desk setup. So it felt almost like a 1.5 bedroom. So I thought this was really decently sized, and then obviously it also had those doors going out to your unofficial courtyard. So I really liked this one. I was really tempted to potentially move to this place, but the location would put us further out of the city and further away from our work where we're like commuting to most days of the week. So in the end, we decided not to apply. The next flat was another great location, a bit on the pricier side at £2,300, but the balcony really tempted me to go and check it out. So it was in this beautiful, very English, very London townhouse all the way at the top of the stairs. So being at the top meant you had this kind of entryway that's all yours. And then going in there, it was pretty standard setup. It had this massive living area. It had been set up with the current owner's bedroom because she was Airbnb-ing the actual bedroom. And then going into the bedroom, it was nicely sized, but I guess it would fit like a small working from home desk. But what we were really interested in checking out was this balcony. I would absolutely love a little balcony to sit outside, have a tea, and this balcony was very long. I think it was very generously sized, and I could imagine myself hanging out here. Then in the bathroom, I actually loved these hardwood floors in the bathroom. I was kind of obsessed with them. But yeah, the rest of the bathroom was pretty standard. And then there was a massive storage room. But looking at like how the layout is compared to our current flat, this was going to just be so much more cramped and so much tighter of a space than what we currently live in. But we would be spending more, I guess, just to get a balcony and a space for a dining table. So ultimately not worth it. Okay, so this next flat was in this mews. You essentially went through these gates and then you came to this massive private area. Like a whole other world existed behind those gates, and all these people are living in this cute, colorful, triangular shaped place. I went to check this place out because the 2-bedroom was definitely tempting. Also, it looked really modern in the photos. And don't get me wrong, it was modern, but it was not as big as it looked in the photos. I don't know how in the photos they had an L-shaped couch in here and a dining table, because when I was in there, it felt so small. There was this beautiful little window looking out to a garden, but it wasn't a shared garden, so I feel like you'd just be looking all the time at other people having a great time in their garden. And then there was lots of storage solutions as well, so there was, yeah, it was definitely renovated and neat and nice, but just like the sizing, I didn't understand where you would put all of your furniture. Kitchen was huge if you're like loving a cooking situation. This had a lot going for it. Induction, of course, always beautiful, so much easier to clean than gas. And then you came from that kind of smallish living area around the corner to the 1st bedroom, which, like, once again, just looking at it, it was so small. Like, looking back at this is 0.5 lens and I still don't know how a queen bed would fit in here, but really nice bespoke cabinetry. And then next to that 1st bedroom was the 2nd bedroom. That would be really nice to have a study situation. But once again, like, it was just going through my head that this was £2,600 for no courtyard. Like, yes, you get a 2nd bedroom, but yeah, I just did not think that the price was worth it. And then we got through to the bathroom, which they didn't have photos of. It was so orange, which, I don't know, maybe really fun. Not too sure, but they went bold in the orange tiles. So yeah, obviously didn't apply for this one. Felt it was like really overpriced for what it was offering. Okay, so this next flat was out near Victoria Park, and it was a very spacious one bed. So you had your bed there, but then you also had this cozy nook where you could set up a working from home area, which I think was quite generously sized for the price. This was also a really, really modern build. So you had a nice bathroom with a well-sized bathtub. Also, supposedly the floors were heated as well. Very high tech, high spec, nice Bosch washing machine and decent sized storage cupboard. And then you came into another storage cupboard. So plenty of storage, which, you know, storage is great. And then in the living dining area, yes, there was space for a dining table, but it wasn't like the most amount of space. But that kitchen, whoa, that was so nice. Double ovens, that is bougie in London. That is real nice. And then it had the dishwasher and the integrated fridge, and it had integrated Sonos speakers in the roof. But yeah, like the dining table is literally in front of the pantry slash fridge there, so I don't know if that's like actually going to work. And then the living room is pretty decently sized. You've got 2 couches in there. I was kind of into this. I thought the extra money was worth it for this little balcony, especially because it was quite an enclosed balcony. It would mean that it actually was kind of a secondary living space. You could like sit out there with a book or a tea in the morning or in the evening because it was so enclosed. But ultimately, when Liam and I spoke about it, he felt like it just wasn't worth it wasn't an upgrade for us, and that it felt smaller. So we didn't end up applying for this one. But I do think for a balcony, for that extra like £200 a month, it was okay. Okay, so this next flat was super quirky, but super cute. This was a character-filled home. So this one, you came up the stairs and then you entered the flat. It kind of went straight in. On the right was a bathroom, but we didn't actually get footage of that. But there was a bathroom down there, and then you came forward and saw the kitchen. So kitchen, super modern, super nice, super clean. I thought it was all beautiful. Really happy with that kitchen. And then directly next to the kitchen though was the living area. So it was like the couch backed onto the kitchen counter. So it definitely felt cramped, but you could still fit a dining table in there, which is obviously a perk that I wanted. It was though on quite a loudish road. Then you headed up the stairs, so it felt like a real distinguishing of spaces, that you could have someone upstairs and someone downstairs and feel really separated, which is kind of what we wanted. There was this kind of creepy but massive storage nook, and then in the bedroom itself, super fine, but also was this balcony, which is something that really drew us to checking out this flat. This balcony in the images looked so beautiful. This would just be so nice to sit out on and have a tea or have an afternoon drink. I'm obsessed with these like balconies like this. I think this is just gorgeous. And I was like, yes, this is worth £400 extra every month. But maybe it wasn't. It probably wasn't. And then in here you had this like extra room, which they'd used as a wardrobe, but we could easily set up 2 working from home desks in there. And then also there was an additional bathroom, which just feels so extra. But yeah, there was a bathroom up here as well. So you could kind of live 2 separate lives, upstairs and downstairs. The downstairs bathroom, which we didn't get footage of, did have a bathtub. So it did tick all the boxes in terms of our non-negotiables. So while we did apply for this one, we weren't willing to go above asking price just because, yeah, £2,400 felt like enough for kind of how small it was, despite having all those, I guess, different rooms you could exist in, like the balcony and the second like study area. But ultimately someone else offered more money than we did, so we didn't get that one, which I think in the end is okay. Okay, so this next flat was a 2-bed and 1 courtyard for £2,600 per month, which I think is really decent. I think that's like on par with like what I know other people are paying for something similar. So I thought this place was really cute in terms of having this massive dining area where you could like work from and host friends, that cute window, and then a massive kitchen, to be honest. It had all the things you needed. It was very cottagecore style kitchen. It felt very cozy, very cute. You came down the hallway and you had your bathroom, very neat bathtub, bit small, definitely on the smaller side of bathrooms, but it had everything you needed and it was all modern and clean, which is, I guess, all you can ask for in London. And then from the bathroom, you continued on and you got to one of the 2 bedrooms. Both were really decently sized. This would probably have been our bedroom because it would probably get more like darkness. So this was a great fine sized bedroom. You could see the courtyard, but you couldn't enter it. So then you went to the other bedroom, and that is where you actually entered the courtyard. I do think it was a bit of a downfall that you had to enter the courtyard through a bedroom. That would be a bit annoying having friends over, but not the end of the world. We couldn't actually go out onto the courtyard because there were like cats in the house and they were worried about the cats getting out, and it was just like too much pressure, and that's okay. Bit of a shame not to get out there, but it was also raining. I think for the price, it felt really okay. A courtyard, 2 bedrooms, living area with a dining table and a modern kitchen and a modern bathroom. But ultimately, we decided not to apply for it because whilst it would be nice to have a courtyard and nice to have a 2nd bedroom, the price was just, a little bit above our budget, and we decided that we're happy enough in our current flat that we don't need to spend that extra £600 per month for those things. Okay, so the next flat was genuinely on London Fields. Like, you could not get any closer. So this was £1,998 per month for 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. And this one I wanted to check out because the price is the same or like close to what we're paying here, but the location is right on London Fields, which, you know, we love sitting out on. So maybe it would be very tempting to live so close to it. We had the bedroom here looking out on the fields, which would be so nice to be able to get out. But when we do look at this view from the bedroom, it was actually maybe too close to London Fields. Like, that place gets pretty noisy during the summer, and it can get a bit noisy at night time as well. It had space for a dining table, and it had this like long kitchen, which was all fine. And once again, literally right there on London Fields, like overseeing a lot of people living their lives, so potentially too close. And then the living area had space there for a dining table, but it was pretty cramped. They had a pretty small couch in there, and it just felt like a lot more cramped than our current living situation. And then it looked out onto so many other apartments. It felt, I think all of those little bits combined made it feel smaller. So interesting to see a place like so close to London Fields for that price. I think that's like pretty good, but we decided we'd rather walk to London Fields than like live on it. This next flat was a 2 bedroom, 2 bath and 1 balcony for £2,500 per month. So I felt like it was a pretty good price. It was currently furnished. I didn't love the furniture. Modern kitchen, had everything you would need. Once again, induction cooktop, that's always nice. Dishwasher, integrated fridge. But then all of this furniture, I should have read the listing better, but it did come furnished and I was not a fan of the furniture. But that balcony, that is looking right onto Victoria Park, which is super nice. It would be so nice to step out onto Victoria Park and go for a run from there, but also a smallish balcony. You probably only fit like one or 2 humans out there. First bedroom was in here, decently sized. I think this was actually technically the 2nd bedroom because it was on the smaller side. Then you came off of that bedroom into the next one. This was the main bedroom where they had like an inbuilt wardrobe, floor to ceiling wardrobe, which is always good for storage. And then nice views out of the windows, nice little neat ensuite to use in this bedroom. And then just off of that ensuite is the bathroom, the main bathroom with a bathtub. And then also a massive storage area. Like, this was huge, you could put a lot in it, which I thought was really nice. I liked the location, I liked the price. We did kind of submit an application not expecting anything to happen because we wanted it unfurnished, and of course the landlord probably went with someone who either was going to pay more or take it furnished, because we did get rejected, and I think that is okay. I don't think, now looking back at it, it would have been the best fit even if we had got it unfurnished. So those are all the flats we went and saw. As you know, we put a few offers in here and there, but we did get rejected, or you know, most of the time we just didn't feel like it was actually worth the additional amount per month, or that it wasn't going to be any better than the current space we're in. And whilst we were really excited about that prospect of having a courtyard to sit in, that would be so nice, or having a second bedroom to set up as, like, I guess a bit of a creative space, a space to work that's separate from where we sleep, I think ultimately we did decide that that additional amount to spend each month wasn't necessarily in our budget at this time. I think we just kept coming back to this idea of like, £500 every month, like, we could do a little mini break once a month with that extra amount. So that kind of kept coming back to us, which I think speaks more to the fact that we love travel, and that like our travel budget is really important to us at this stage, more so than having that additional space, as nice as it would be. So given we didn't feel any apartment was significantly better than where we were currently living or worth the extra cost, we did of course decide to renew our lease here in our little flat. We are very much set up here. We have all our stuff. It just feels very much like home. Of course, we would always love bigger, better, more, new, but for now this is great, and we are really happy with the price and the landlord and the location. So I am really happy that we are staying here. I don't think that going to see those places was a waste of time or anything like that, because I also low-key just love going to see how other people are living and what else is in the neighborhood. So I hope that you got a taste of that through this video, and happy house hunting for anyone who is out there doing that. And otherwise, I hope you have a lovely day wherever you are. Bye.